want to tell you one of the things that is really painful right now. It's the silence from our friends. It should be crystal clear that the Jewish people and Israel are suffering right now in so many ways, from dealing with all the loss on and since October 7th, the hostages still not free, the ongoing war, escalating attacks in the north of Israel from Hezbollah, and then there is the rising anti-Semitism on college campuses and in communities around the world. Can you hear us talk about these issues? Because many of our friends we thought we had are being so silent, which is disappointing to say the least, because Jews have always been front and center in the fight for civil rights and social justice. American Jews are only 2% of America's total population, yet in so many different social justice movements, for over a century, we have been allies to so many struggles, disproportionate to our population, because we care. We played an outsized role in advancing social justice like civil rights, women's rights, workers' rights, LGBTQ plus rights. We've done this by joining and even helping to found many organizations, legal battles, and grassroots movements. Did you know that? Jews are proud of their involvement in healing the world. For over a century, many Jews partnered with Black Americans in the struggle for civil rights. The NAACP and Urban League were co-founded by and received major funding from American Jews. In the 1964 Mississippi Freedom Summer, about half of the white Northern volunteers involved were Jewish, as were nearly half of the civil rights attorneys active in the South who fought for justice for Black Americans. At the forefront of the struggle for women's rights were legendary Jewish women like Emma Lazarus, Rose Schneiderman, Gloria Steinem, and many others. American Jews like Samuel Gompers, David Dubinsky, Sidney Hillman, and others led the American labor movement. American Jews also played an enormous part in advancing LGBTQ plus rights, participating in legal battles, and founding influential groups like the Human Rights Campaign and the National LGBTQ Task Force. And Israel, the Jewish state, has made significant contributions to developing countries through international aid and development programs focused on agriculture, water management, healthcare, and technology. And Israel assisted other nations with medical advances. It has shown up with large rescue teams during natural disasters like the earthquakes in Haiti, Nepal, Mexico, Turkey, India, Albania, and the tsunamis in Sri Lanka and Japan. Israel showed up at Surfside, Florida, to join the rescue efforts after an apartment building collapsed. Even as Israel fights genocidal Hamas terrorists, Israelis and Jews around the world have joined efforts to get critical humanitarian aid to civilians in Gaza. Supporting innocent people in Gaza should never stop you from standing with Israel and the Jewish people against terrorism and hate. So what is really bothering so many of us Jews and Israelis right now is the silence from our friends. Silence about the rapes, torture, murder, and kidnapping. Silence about the hostages. Silence about Iran-backed terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah attacking Israel, threatening more attacks, and murdering people. Silence from people who should be feeling this with us. Can you hear us? We keep talking about this issue of discrimination and harassment against Jewish students and Jewish businesses and Jewish people on the streets of too many cities around the world. I know for a fact that if non-Jewish students from marginalized communities were being treated like this, Jews on campuses would not be silent. So if you are not Jewish and you are speaking up, thank you. But if you are not and you care, please stand up and be counted among the vocal friends of Jews in the state of Israel now, because I am confident that we will always be there for you, and because it's the right thing to do.